Alright guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing COMM 223 Chapter 16, the Global Marketplace. So let's first look at the legend. So anything already highlighted in yellow is our chapter title. Anything in blue like here is our heading. Anything in green is our subheading. So let's begin with number one, the global market. So products developed in one country have found enthusiastic acceptance in other countries. International trade has boomed in the past 3 decades, and North American companies have success in international marketing. An example of this is an example of North American companies succeeding in international marketing are Coca-Cola, McDonald's, Starbucks, Nike, IBM, Apple, Colgate, and Bombardier. So global firm, this is a firm that operates in more than one country. Globalized companies must answer basic questions such as what market positions should we establish in our country? Who will our global competitors be? And what are the strategies and resources? So I'll just highlight global competitors. Where should we produce or source our products? Highlight that. What alliances should we form with other firms around the world? So here is the major international marketing decisions. So first looking at the global marketing environment, then we want to decide whether to go global or not, if it's worth it, deciding which markets to enter, deciding how to enter the market, deciding on the global marketing program, and then finally deciding on the global marketing organization. So looking at the global marketing environment, before deciding to operate internationally, a company must understand the international marketing environment. The international trade system is that companies must understand the international trade system. Selling to other countries, governments may charge tariffs or duties, taxes on products. The World Trade Organization enforces international trade sanctions and mediate global trade disputes. So regional free trade zones, an economic community, it's a group of nations organized to work towards common goals in the regulation of international trade. So I'll highlight that. The economic environment, the country's industrial structure shapes its products and service needs, income levels, and employment levels. Here are the 4 types of industrial structures. So we have one, subsistence economies. So this has simple agriculture. People consume their production and barter for basic goods. Few market opportunities are present. So an example of this in the real world is many countries in Africa. So 2, raw material exporting economies. So they are rich in natural resources. They have significant revenue through exportation. Markets for large equipment, tools, supplies, trucks, and if there's a wealthy class. So an example of this is Chile with their tin and copper, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, which with its copper, cobalt, and coffee. So 3, we have emerging economies. So this is, or industrialization economies. So this is rapid economic growth due to manufacturing expansion, emergence of a new rich class and growing middle class. So new rich class and growing middle class. Demand shifts to imported raw material, steel, and heavy machinery. So an example of this is Indonesia and Malaysia. 4, industrial economies. So major exporters of manufactured goods, services, and investment funds. Trade among themselves. So the countries that are industrial economies trade within each other, notable for varied manufacturing activities in a large middle class. So I'll highlight that in pink. So an example of this is Canada, the United States, Japan, and Norway. There are a bunch of other examples of countries. So for each one, you guys can look and you guys can Google which countries belong to subsistence economies, raw material exporting economies, emerging economies, and industrial economies. So income distribution, this is just categorized in low, medium, and high income households. So political legal environment, companies should assess a country's stance on international buying. government bureaucracy, political stability, and monetary regulations before entering the market. I'll put that in orange. Assess a country's stance on international buying. So issues such as corruption and bureaucratic red tape in countries, this could be seen in Russia. I'll put this in yellow. Issues. Some nations present challenges to foreign businesses with import quotas, currency restrictions, and other limitations. An example of this is India. So companies need to consider a country's monetary regulations, including currency of value. So cultural environment. Culture significantly influences consumer reactions in different world markets. Companies must understand cultural aspects like folkways, norms, and taboos. Impact of marketing strategy on cultures. There are concerns that global brands, often American, are influencing and even eroding local cultures. So if you're from another country, let's say in Europe or anywhere in Africa, they may view American companies or just America as a whole as influencing their culture in a negative way. So globalization is a two-way street with culture exchanging happening in both directions. So not only, let's say if we take this example with America and the European or African countries, not only is America influencing those countries, but those countries are as well influencing America. So two, deciding how to enter the market. So a company must determine the best mode of entry with direct investment. So let's talk about that. So direct investment is entering a foreign market by developing foreign-based assembly or manufacturing facilities. Foreign-based assembly or manufacturing facilities. The forms of direct investment: contract manufacturing, management contracting, or joint ownership. So these are the three types of direct investing. So advantages of foreign production facilities. Well, these companies with experience in exporting may benefit from foreign production facilities. They have lower costs. They have cheaper labor. They have raw materials. They have government incentives for producing facilities in that country, job creation, and deeper relationships. So disadvantages of direct investment: exposure of risks, devalued currencies, market fluctuations, change in government policies. So if you guys are really interested, you guys can Google the types of companies that use direct investment and all of these different types of examples, because I'm sure you'll see a lot of known brands using these types of investments to enter the market, and how they're using those markets nowadays to produce things that we use every day, such as clothing, our computers, and all of that. So deciding on the global marketing program: standardized global marketing. It's international marketing strategy that basically uses the same marketing strategy and mix in all of the company's international markets. So the same marketing strategy in all the company's international markets. So they're not changing it depending on the company. They're using the exact same one. And this would be a standardized global marketing. Then we have adapted global marketing. It's an international marketing approach that adjusts, so highlight that, the marketing strategy and mix elements to each international target. So to each international target market, which creates more cost but hopefully produces a larger market share in return. So the difference between this one and this one is adapted costs more, so the cost. However, it has a potential for a larger return, so larger share and return. Standardized costs less, but you risk of not getting the highest amount of market share in return. So product, straight product extension. So marketing a product in a foreign market without making any changes to the product. So this is, I'll put that in pink, a straight product extension. Product adaptation. It's adapting a product to meet local conditions or wants in foreign markets. And then you have product invention, creating new products or services for foreign markets. Promotion. So communication adaptation is a global communication strategy of fully adapting advertising messages to local markets. So you can see here that whenever you're going into a foreign market or international market, you always want to think how can you adapt your promotion mix or your marketing mix to those local markets. And you can see from here, we are adapting our promotion as well as our product. So our product, our promotion, our price, all to what the foreign markets are. So uniform price globally could be too high in poor countries. So price escalation. So price escalation is added cost for transportation, tariffs, importer margin, wholesaler margin, retailer margin. So I believe an example of this could be that sometimes the iPhone in, let's say, England would be a lot more than the United States because they have to go through transportation, they have to go through tariffs in the country, they have to go through importer margins, wholesaler margins, and retailer margins. And that's just a bunch of examples for different companies, but I believe for Apple it would be transportation and tariffs. So distribution channels, whole channel view. So designing international channels that take into account the entire global supply chain and marketing channel, forging an effective global value delivery network. So here you can see the whole channel concept for international marketing. So one, we have international seller, channels between nations, channels within nations, final user or buyer. This is our global value delivery network. So 4, deciding on the global marketing organization. So manage it to 3 stages. We have export demand, we have international division, and we have global organization. So export demand stage is the companies initiate international marketing by exporting goods. An export demand department is established with a sales management and assistant. So we're going to be developing an export department. International division stage. It's engaged in various international markets and ventures using exporting, licensing, joint ventures, and subsidiaries. Using all of this. Subsidiaries are created to handle all international activities. Divisions are organized geographically and through product groups. So global organized stage. So global organization plan worldwide manufacturing facilities, marketing policies, financial flows, and logistic systems. So characteristics of global organizations, seen as global marketers. Executives are trained in worldwide operations and recruitment is international. So it's important when you're recruiting, just to remember, you want to recruit internationally because you have, since you're going into foreign markets, having a more diverse view in your organization can help with different markets, can help with a different perspective when you're going through those markets. So the importance of globalization. Well, companies can become more global to compete effectively. So I'll put that in green. So global to compete effectively, and companies must shift to treating the world as a single borderless market. All right, guys, so that's it for this chapter. If you guys want to leave a question or have any questions, leave a comment below and I'll try to reply to that. If you guys want to look at the notes in a PDF form, it'll be in the description, as well as a Quizlet link so you guys can practice your knowledge on this chapter. Thank you.